Hello. Today I want to cover just some basic tips on query functions within AddressTwo. So I'm going to first show you an account. So I'm going to click on Holly Pin here and we're going to go directly to her account card. Note that in her account card I have a lot of information, or otherwise known as fields or segmentation, however you want to put it, filled out about this particular client in the system. You'll note that I have her phone number. Let's just change this for purposes of searching the system. Her website. I also have her her city, state, zip, country, and county, etc. Her client. I also have a custom field here that she's a campaign manager user of AddressTwo. Some tags in the system. Now, a couple things to go over just for segmentation purposes before we get into query is that especially in your city, state, and county. Let's fix this real quick. So she's in Marion County in the United States. Now, for those of you that live in Indianapolis, you may sometimes abbreviate it as Indy or INDPLS as a shortcut. You want to make sure that as far as segmentation goes that you are consistent throughout your entire database on how you put that in. So make sure you communicate that with your staff. If you want to do INDY, great, but make sure your entire staff knows to put INDY as far as city. In state, make sure that you put capital I, capital N as Indiana, or INDY, or Indiana spelled out. Same with the country code. So if you put United States, make sure that everybody at your staff is putting United States. That will help you as far as querying and getting information out of the system that you want to get out. So let's dive in and take a look at query. To search the system to find things, there's always the quick search, and we'll go over that here in a few minutes. But in query, you have to think of what you need from the system. So I want to find out who in my AddressTwo account is a client who's a campaign manager client. So I'm going to go in and choose my category. So in my category, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say, obviously from account view, which I'll just briefly bring this over here, this is the account view. This is the account, the company. So I want to search in the account details where the city is Indianapolis. I'm going to hit search. Check that out. I've got Holly and Tallulah Bell in Indianapolis. Now let's go a little broader and go to where the state is, Indiana. I think I have a few more folks in there with that. There we go. 31 results. So now that's just people in my database that I know that live in Indiana. But I want to dive further into the data. So I'm going to go in and hit the plus button, and I'm going to add another search criteria. So not only do I want to know that they live in Indiana, maybe I also want to know that under account details, that their status, or not under account details, under custom fields, their customer status is client. So we're going to hit search again. Now that's going to bring up 4. Mark Strawberry at Fruit Superstars, Mike West at Mike West, and Holly and Tallulah at Resource Water. So it's 3 accounts with 4 contacts. I'm going to dive even further into the data and find out not only who lives in Indiana, who's a client, but I want to search and go even further into the data and say I want to find everybody who is not only an Indiana client, but they're also their custom tag their custom field is that they are a basic user of AddressTwo. Should bring up Mike West. And there we go. So now that's everybody that is a basic user of AddressTwo. Now I can go in here and use this list to print off mailing labels to try to get them to upgrade to Professional Edition, or maybe I'm hosting an event for basic users and I can send a big group email out, something like that. I can do that with my query or search results. I can also, if this didn't quite get me what I'm looking for, maybe I was like, oh, I didn't mean basic, I mean campaign manager. Hit search. Should bring up Holly and Tallulah Bell over at Resource Water. So now those are a few ways that you can use the query builder to really take a deeper look into the segmentation of your database and pull out those people that you just want to specifically target in either your marketing or sales.